Hello, good morning. It is connecting me with all of you beautiful people, so I will give it a minute. For those watching the replay, hi Leanna, thank you. Hello April, thanks for joining. Thank you for letting me be here. Hello Jennifer. For those of you who do not know, I'm Karen Slack. Hi Trisha, thanks for joining. Thank you for everybody. I can't hit all the wave buttons that quickly. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year. For those of you who do not know me, I am Karen Slack. I am here with the Courageous in Creation crew today. I'm here offering a meditation and some New Year inspiration. So thank you to them for having me, to April and Leanna and Cynthia for letting me take over and be here today. I'm excited to share some really great meditation and awareness for our energy for this new year. Welcome to the new year. Just a couple of things. If you hear the music in the background, I have music from indiemusicbox.com that is playing. His name is Chris Collins. You can check that out. I need to give him credit anytime I use his music. If I use any of my decks today, I'm using the Divine Abundance deck from Tasha Silver, just to give credit there. And of course, the beautiful ladies of Courageous in Creation for letting me take over their page. And anything that we talk about and discuss is meant for spiritual entertainment and enlightenment purposes. If you have any mental or physical health concerns, please seek a mental or physical health professional. You too, Trisha, have a great day. And if you're not able to stay that long, come back later and check it out, because there's a really great meditation that April inspired that I get to share with you guys today. So come back, and it actually resonates a lot with what a lot of people have been talking about and experiencing with this shift from 2021 to 2022. There really does feel like there is a shift in letting go and in turning to the new, and many different levels in many different ways. And April actually connected with me last week and shared an experience. Hi, Cynthia. She shared an experience that she had with me in meditation, and it generated a collaboration where we got to come up with this meditation that we get to share with you today, and whatever comes from it moving forward. But it was a beautiful experience of release and renewal, and a really great energy exchange between our past selves and our future self, but also between us connecting to pure love consciousness, into the earth, and just all sorts of healing inspiration. So I'm excited to share it with you today. If you're able to comfortably meditate with us, I encourage you to do so. If you are not able to at this time, feel free to just listen as you're driving down the road. Don't close your eyes if you're driving, because, that's not safe. But then definitely come back and do the replay later when you're able to meditate comfortably. So hopefully everybody's new year is doing well for them. Feel free to share in the comments below how your new year is working for you. There has been, just to introduce you to this meditation and its intention a little bit, there has been a lot of people that have been working on releasing. I felt like December was filled with a bunch of awareness and release for a lot of people, and that the new year celebrated a shift where we get to celebrate. So far, so good. I love that. The new year honors a shift where we get to celebrate that release, and we get to welcome in healing and love, and we get to welcome a connection to that pure love consciousness. That was one phrase when me and April were talking about this meditation that came up a lot. And we get to shift towards the light. And there is a release that feels like it's bigger than just the past few months. It feels like it's bigger than just releasing 2021. It feels like we're releasing past years worth of stuff, the past couple years, or even the past decade. It feels like there was a pattern that we've been working towards something. We've been working at learning lessons and moving through the trenches for the past decade, and now we get to release that. And for some people, it feels like we're releasing lifetime karma and generational karma and just energy that isn't ours that we're not meant to carry anymore. So our intention today is to move through this meditation, to let that go and turn towards the light and welcome that divine light in and share it with the earth, and to share it out and trust that we have an abundance of that within us. So, and I appreciate the conversations that me and April have had over this. And it's so funny because as soon as we started talking, she shared her experience with this meditation and we started talking about this concept. I've had more people over the last week, or more signs that fell into place, that this is something that seems to be blanketing a lot of people. So what is that we're looking to release? We talk about that karmic clutter we're carrying from the past couple of years, the past decade, the past lifetimes, past generations. What does that look like? It could be different for each individual, but I feel like a lot of it is in the form of thought patterns. It can be in the form of emotional reactions that we have, or rituals or patterns within our life that just happen because they're natural and they're comfortable and familiar to us, but they're not ours to carry anymore. And this is a great way to set a powerful intention to release them. So there you go. Any questions on any of that before we get into the meditation? This will be a meditation today. I have a card that I will draw at the end to help accent our experiences today. With this meditation, I encourage you to let it be what works best for you. If you can close your eyes and become all comfortable in Zen, then do so. If you feel drawn to pull out a notepad and jot things down as you go, I encourage you to do that. If you listen to this while you're walking out in nature, or if you're sitting outside watching the world go by, listening to it, whatever is comfortable for you. The trick to it is to not put pressure on it to experience a certain way. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Everybody's joining. Thank you for joining. Okay. So one of the things when we were talking about this, I'm going to read this post that I shared on my Unique Beauty page specifically, because it really felt like it was a channeled message. It wasn't my message. I was the one sharing it. I pulled one of the cards from the deck, one of the new decks that I'm working with, and this is what felt like it came from. So we're going to start our meditation with this intention today. We have been worthy of love all along, as we are, for who we are. These recycled lessons we have carried for years and for generations and for lifetimes are burdening our view of this love, of this worth, weighing down our access to pure love consciousness. It's time to set them down. It's time to surrender them. It's time to open up and turn to new and choose to live. And I loved that message. And I pulled a card to start today, and actually the card that I pulled says invite help. And the one phrase that stuck out most on this card is to invite the divine to pursue you. To say, I'm finally ready, divine, pursue me. And it's that ability to turn and bring in that light that I'm enjoying. Okay. So we come into this space and we are welcoming a release of these recycled lessons from our past. Could be the past year, the past lifetimes, past generations, past decade, whatever feels right to you. And we open to this experience for our unique divine self. We thank these previous experiences. I love that. We thank these previous experiences and we offer them love and forgiveness. We release them to pure love consciousness and we turn to divine light. And with that intention, I will have you sit and breathe and close your eyes. Just take that intention in for a minute. Feel yourself present within your body. Allow a couple of deep breaths to give you permission to relax and to find your center. Let your to-do list or your to-be list sit outside. It's not welcome in this space. Continue to focus on your breath. Allow your mind and intuition to flow through this experience. This is meant to be a meditation that flows with you and for you. It doesn't have to be real structured. Allow your imagination to open up and to play on this Monday morning. Continue to focus at any time you need to on the breath in your chest. Feel the inhale and exhale. Allow yourself to recognize what comes up to be released. You can even use the affirmation, divine release, paired with your breath. Inhale as the word divine rolls through your mind, and exhale as the word release rolls through your mind. Divine release. Allow these words to ride the waves of your breath. Divine release. As we sit, connecting with our center and with this light, we again affirm that we release any recycled lessons, any grief, anger, fear, or old patterns that simply do not serve us anymore. From past years, from this lifetime and past lifetimes, and from past generations. Divine release. Now I want you to invite in an awareness of what you're looking to release today. Flow with what answers pop up to the questions that I offer. What colors support this release? Imagine or know what colors roll through your mind. What images support this release? Trust any images or objects that pop up in your mind's eye. Allow your thoughts and sensations to flow as you continue to breathe smoothly through this experience. Where do you feel this physically in your body? What sensations are happening physically right now? If there's any tension, feel free to shift if you need, or breathe into any discomfort, giving it permission to release. What do you feel or know emotionally that comes up? What guides, healers, angels, or past loved ones help you with this work? Now is the time we get to invite them in to work with us, to support us on helping us release. As you continue to breathe, I want you to welcome that release to happen. Imagine yourself letting go, releasing all of those patterns, all of those thoughts, all of that old energy that is no longer yours to carry. Releasing those recycled lessons, that past life or generational muck that is no longer yours to carry moving forward. We give all of this back to the earth. We give it to Gaia. All that is no longer ours to carry forward. Mother Earth, Gaia, is willing and ready to help take this from us. She holds the wisdom from our past, and she supports the divine wisdom that carries us forward. She easily handles the wisdom and our histories. Our histories lie in the layers of the earth, in the rings of the trees, the layers of the rocks. She collects all that we release with the waves of the ocean. And we hear her song in the babble of the brooks or the rivers. As you connect with Mother Earth and with Gaia, feel yourself let them go. Let it go physically. Let it go emotionally. Let it go mentally or spiritually. Let go of the work we have done from this past year, this past decade, the past generations and past lifetimes. Surrendering it to Mother Earth. She knows what to do with it. Allow yourself to continue to breathe deeply and comfortably as we embrace the affirmation, divine surrender. Divine surrender. As we have surrendered all of that old to the earth, to Mother Earth and to Gaia, we embrace a forward shift. We embrace divine purpose as we turn to divine light. Allow yourself to imagine this beautiful divine light flowing through you and from within you, filling up all of those spaces that are now ready and open to receive. Divine light. Feel, see, know, and trust this light that flows around you and from within you. Trust that this light supports your connection to a divine purpose moving forward. A divine purpose for you and for your life and for your talents. And for your beautifully unique self. We choose this light, and we choose to move into 2022 with life, with renewed purpose. With a divine connection to our own unique truth. As we take in this experience, we heal, we trust, and we embrace flow. Divine light. We celebrate this surrender. We celebrate the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth. And we celebrate Mother Earth as she carries away all of those recycled lessons. And above all else, we celebrate this connection with pure love consciousness. Allow yourself to take a couple of last deep breaths. And when you are ready, you can bring your awareness back to the room and the space that we started this meditation in today. Celebrate the work that you've done here today. Celebrate the shift in energy that you welcomed in. Feel free to take a few moments to journal if you need. I invite anybody that was able to stay and do this meditation to share their experiences in the comments below. Let me know what you released. Let me know what you embraced, the colors and the words that you experienced, what you felt emotionally and physically. I have some stuff I would like to share too. So many emotions through that whole process. I love it. So I will start sharing mine. If you have experiences that you would like to share, but you're not so sure you want to share it publicly here, you are more than welcome to message myself, as I'm sure the ladies from Courageous in Creation are all willing and ready to connect if need be. But I also encourage you, this is a safe space to share in the comments what you experienced through that process. None of it is silly. None of it is, it's important to recognize it all, because it all serves a purpose. Even if we don't know what that purpose is right now, it all serves a purpose. And it's good to journal it. It's good to write it down. And this meditation, yes, emotional, yes, absolutely. With this type of meditation, as we move through the beginning of 2022, this is a great time to revisit this meditation a few times. This gets to be an experience that we grow through so that we can see how we are when we come to this energy, emotionally, physically, spiritually, each day. Each day we come to this meditation, we're a little bit different. So it gets to be something that we devote a little bit of our spiritual work to. Cynthia says, so emotional. I agree, Cynthia. Like, I could feel it bubbling up underneath me. Cynthia says, I'll keep it minimal. Hey, sometimes it's hard. I love that you said that, Cynthia, even though you don't have to keep it minimal. But I feel like that experience right there, when we really allow ourselves to open up to meditation, sometimes those experiences flow. And I in April, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's what happened with April's initial experience, is it's just such a profound experience that just flows. But then when we want to get it out of our spirit and our imagination and our intuition, and we want to get it and share it with somebody, it's really hard to put it to words. So I love that. Thank you, Cynthia. She felt it in her chest, in her stomach, and she felt purple, gold, and yellow. I love the purple for a higher awareness. I love the purple for divine possibilities. And I love purple to honor the connection to that higher power that we follow, that we celebrate. Those guides, those angels, those loved ones that are supporting us through this work in spirit. As Cynthia said, she noticed that her body position more than anything today, that she felt like a fetal position was nice and comforting for her. Then laying like a cross, then standing with my hands in the air like I would in church. I love that. I love the fetal position as a position for surrender and nurturing. I feel like that honors our full ability to be held and to be cared for. And I love that this kind of work gets to happen in those different positions. We don't have to sit in that meditative position all the time. You can listen to this as you go to bed and allow it to be something that you honor as you rest at night. Laying like a cross and standing with your hands in church. I love that. I love that. And I love the notion of standing. I don't know, when I say you're standing with your hands in the air, like I see you like this. I know you probably can't see my hands, but I love the notion of looking up and standing there open to receive, like you're that tree that's open to receive. I love that, Cynthia. Thank you so much for sharing. I love that. And I love that it changes, like your physical, even if your actual physical body didn't change, but the notion of your physical energy changed, and you saw yourself shifting positions in your mind. I don't know if you actually shifted positions or if you just had the notion of it. Either way, I love that your body shifted with it, shifting energy. Thank you, Cynthia, for sharing. I love that. One of the colors that I felt first with this meditation that I felt a lot lately is plum, and I guess that's probably why I put it on today. But I love plum because it honors overcoming our challenges. It takes self-love and shines that self-love into the dark and brings that awareness into the shadow. And I love that. My body actually shifted. I love that. A moving meditation. That is fantastic. See, I like that you let yourself do that, because so many people are like, I can't. I'm supposed to be meditating. I'm supposed to be sitting still. No, you don't have to sit still. But I like the plum for that. Bringing self-love to the darker and lightening up that dark and bringing that awareness to the more shadowy stuff that we just no longer have to carry. And there was so much excitement as we worked into this meditation. It's like I felt like there was this crowd of people who were like, yes, finally, let's go. Like there is so much excitement to the fact that we finally get to release and move forward in a different way than we have in the past. The idea that it's like, yes, we finally get to make this shift moving forward. We finally get to allow ourselves to move into the direction that we've been seeking to move in the past however many years. It's finally happening. That's what it felt like to me. And then there is fear and doubt that bubbled up as we talked about what we were releasing. And then I felt that fear and doubt as my own and others. And that fear and doubt, I heard in my head, it's just an old pattern. And there was like an invitation to do it anyway. So that old pattern may pop up on occasion, but it pops up giving as a tool or a test for us to choose to do it anyway, to do new things anyway, to turn towards the light anyway, and to embrace divine possibility anyway. So when that fear and doubt comes up now, it gets to be a recognition that it's just an old pattern, and we get to disempower that fear and doubt when it does come up, and we get to choose differently, and we get to choose differently anyway, even if there is a little bit of fear and doubt that comes up, because that happens. We're humans. That's what happens. So we get to, it feels like we start to recognize that old pattern as an old pattern, and we release that, which I loved. And then when we got to the part, and every time I have said this out loud, that portion when we talked about Gaia and giving it to the earth and the layers of the earth and the rocks and the trees, every time I've gotten to that part, I have got, anytime we've been planning this or now, I've gotten all the feels, like goosebumps head to toe. The notion of acknowledging and honoring that earth energy and the histories that she holds for us and the work that she does, and taking all of our stuff, and that we get to share not only all of our old, and that she knows what to do with it, but then we get to share that light that abundantly fills us with her. Like that, the feels of that connection felt very powerful. And then again, as we talked about Gaia, I got very emotional, and it felt like a motherly appreciation. And it almost felt like it was a connection to the emotion that Gaia would offer us as Mother Nature, to honor the work that we are doing and to recognize on an emotional level the work that we are doing, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments below if any of these make sense or resonate with you. And then as we turned to the light, it was very much a smiley energy. It felt like my cheeks would hurt because there was just so much smiley energy. And like I could just smile all day with it. Again, with the excitement. And then there was like tears that felt like they were bubbling up to release. And it felt just that notion of, they weren't bad tears, but they were almost grateful tears, if that makes sense. So there was lots of emotions in this work today. If you had to put two emotions to this type of experience, what would those two emotions be? And if you are still watching April, I think you may be traveling, so you may not be. As well as if you watch on the replay, April, I would love for you to share in the comments how this felt to you, and if it honored your experience, and things that you, emotions and images that come up for you. Cynthia shares bliss, also my word of the year. I love that. Bliss. Yes, I love that. And the ability to receive. Like today, the light felt like we were receiving it not only from outside of us, but from within us. The idea that that divine light wasn't just outside of us, but it was also within us and shining, connecting to it from within. So there is that full, all the way through energy. And yes, that feels like a bliss to me. That feels like a connection to that. Very cool. So one of the cards that I pulled out at the end, guidance, is the ship. We got all those divine possibilities. We got that bright shiny star at the top. We've got that butterfly for transformation, and we've got these little flowers for new growth, all honoring this notion of turning from the releasing and turning into the light. The star representing the divine possibilities and that guidance that we see, that guidance from a divine source that leads us forward as we move into divine purpose and possibilities and light, following that connection. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. So the idea that when you connect with this light and you connect with Mother Earth and divine light and that divine source, you have that guidance available to you. And this card encourages us to continue to lean into that guidance. And there's your yellow, Cynthia, more gold and yellow. That empowerment, that confidence, that light. Love that. When you think of divine guidance, what do you think? And did you invite in any guides or angels within this experience? Very cool. Okay. So those were my notes for today's session. Anybody have any questions? Did anybody have anything they needed to help deciphering or working through within that experience? You get to seek support in this. You get to seek community, and you get to seek understanding within this work. And if myself or April or Cynthia or Leanna can support you in any way in this work, I speak for myself, and I'm assuming I can speak for them, that they would be definitely open to supporting you in this work in any way we could. Okay. Such a deep breath. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I will pull one last card from actually a different deck that's newer to me, The Soul's Journey. This is from James Van Praagh. And if anybody has any last minute questions or needs any last minute support, you can let me know in the comments. Again, I'm honored to have been here and to share this experience with you. Okay. We got one that's more on the left and one that's more on the right. Share with me. Apparently Udemy wants to sell me class. Left or right? Which do you prefer? I'm going to give it a minute for somebody to answer. If nobody answers, I'm going to just choose. Left. I'm glad you said left, because that was the one I'm like, I gotta say left. Gotta say left. Left. See? Left. Everybody's sharing left. Okay. Those away. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but okay. We no longer embrace denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I feel like that's another way to describe the whole process. Acknowledging the fear, releasing it, and embracing light and awareness. We can no longer deny our power. We can no longer deny our ability to embrace and create our life and to celebrate our lessons. We get to acknowledge the fears, leave them behind us, recognize how we know that they no longer empower us, and move forward and do it anyway. Move forward into the possibilities. Move forward into the light. Move forward into the awareness. Very cool. I love that. I love that. Alrighty. On that note, thank you for joining me today. Thank you to you ladies for having me on your page. I'm always excited to be here and to celebrate some Mindset Mondays. If you would like to connect with me, you can find me at Unique Beauty in Meditation. I have a website, I have a Linktree, I have an Instagram and a Facebook. When I'm off, I can share that in the comments of this replayed post. Very cool. Thank you for having me and trusting this process. Honor your uniquely beautiful self and your ability to live your fullest life moving forward into 2022 and moving forward into many years to come and generations to come. Alrighty. Have a beautiful Monday. Thanks, everybody.